Hello, YouTube. This is Insane Monster, and here we bring you part 6 of What If Asta was the son of SCP-073 Kane. Now then, before we start, I'd like to say that I wish you all a very good month, including Valentine's Day and all that, depending on when you're watching this and such. But with all that said, and before we begin, hit it. Okay, now then. As Yami goes and asks Asta to come with him, and that they've been asked to go to the capital for a meeting, Asta ends up being brought along with Captain Yami. Once they get there, obviously the Wizard King asked him to follow, as the Wizard King noticed two cats following Asta around, as Yami is guided toward the meeting hall to where the captains are staying. After sitting and starting to clean his sword, they begin to talk. Obviously, things are somewhat the same, though there are some differences. As Rill asked how that new kid Asta is doing in his squad, Yami states he's pretty good to have around, especially with that weird thing he has where he can't get hurt. Though, honestly, another of my squad, Charmy, she's having way too much fun with what he can do. Especially having him just sit in her garden causing the fruits and such to grow to insane sizes. Swear, Charmy made so much food out of one tomato that was grown larger than I am. Insane. Azrael states, "Oh, I bet he can make an amazing landscape. The sheer inspiration that could boost to an artist." As he's thinking about all the beautiful plant life Asta could rapidly enhance from just being around them, as one of his anomalous abilities is the reverse of his father's ability to kill all plant life and make the ground barren. As Charlotte states, yes, and I have heard about his ability to enhance the powers of magic that has plant type bases on it. I'll admit I had that as a theory that might be like that when I raised my hand for him to be a part of my squad. As we switch over to Captain the Wizard King and Asta, as they go down to where they're heading to the dungeon, the Wizard King asked about the two cats. Asta remarked, "Well, honestly, they're similar to me," causing the Wizard King to raise an eyebrow, as he states, "My abilities that I've always had, they're called anomalous abilities, remember?" As the Wizard King shook his head, as Asta then described about the two cats, stating their names as Byaco and Jasper, though Asta states, well, his name is Jasper now, but he can switch over to two other forms, each with their own name. And although they can both change their sizes, Byaco can get a lot bigger than Jasper can. As for Jasper, him and his other two forms each have their own individual power over a different element, causing the Wizard King's eye to sparkle as he's very interested, asking, "Oh, what else can they do? Or is that it?" But Honestly, that's just amazing. As Asta's laughing, stating, yeah, they came in handy with helping evacuate those kids during that incident with the Eye of the Midnight Sun. With his face getting serious, he coughs, focusing, stating, yes, and that incident is partially why I asked Yami to bring you here. Showing him to the dungeon with the two captured Eye of the Midnight Sun members, asking him to use his sword to spell a spell on their memories that's keeping Marks from accessing them, with Asta agreeing to this. Now, as the captains walk in, they just see these two mages just being under Marks' spell in order to find out the truth. Turns out they had a traitor. And once they labeled the traitor, it was Gelder, the captain of the Purple Orcas. As he's trying to feign ignorance and state that this is just a lie, he just goes off using his transparency magic to make him invisible. As the captains are about to go, Yami states that it's fine. Asta's already on it, seeing that Asta's already gone, along with those two cats. As Gelder runs away, Yami is explaining that Asta has anti-magic, not to mention able to sense ki, stating that this is Gelder's natural enemy in combat, as Asta just goes right for him, hitting him with his Devil Slayer sword, causing him to be visible again. As Gelder remarks that, impossible! I am a Magic Knight captain. You are just some magical peasant! Creating soldiers that are instantly stomped right off the bat by the two cats that have now grown to their full sizes. One being slightly smaller, well, one is as big as a jungle cat, being Jasper, who has just sliced up some of the invisible knights Gelder made using a power of wind. As the giant frickin' tiger, being Byakko, just frickin' destroying the rest. Gelder reels back, trying to think about what to do, until he's completely surrounded by an array of colors, being Rild's magic, sealing him up. As Rild states, I think that's enough. As the captains just burst in, seeing that it's already taken care of, though also seeing the freakishly large cat, and for some reason a two-tailed jungle cat. As Rild grabs Asa's hand, shaking them, stating that they should be friends, but then quickly goes off to feel the fur of Jasper and Byakko, as Jasper's form switches over to Fukuten, who is somewhat, let's say, pretentious in some manners, as Fukuten then just jumps away, shrinking down to land on Asta's shoulders, causing Rild to be even more hyped about that cat. Afterwards, they do take Gelder and bring him down into the dungeon so that Mark can fully interrogate him using his memory magic, figuring out all of his crimes. As this was dealt with, Gelder was locked up, and we see Raya just going through a portal, as he was obviously, if you're not caught up with anime, pretending to be the Captain Vengeance. Upon entering the hideout, Raya filled in what he knew, as then Lick, who was able to talk inside the capsule that he was being healed in, stated, "Good. Now that you're here, we have a bit of a guest who happens to have an offer for us." Raya looks surprised as Lick gestures by looking over. Once Raya looks, he sees an odd man wearing an elongated mask, being completely white and dressed in entirely black robes, as he introduces himself as, "Hello, I am the Plague Doctor, and I have a somewhat of something that should help explain why I'm here," as he drops a odd black and red glowing marble. It opens up into a portal, revealing a shadowy figure that they can't quite make the form out of. The figure then states, "Hello, I am the Scarlet King, and due to certain things that have been happening, I require something that you can be helpful in attaining. In exchange, I will help your plan come to fruition, and all I require is a single individual captured and brought to me. Besides the Plague Doctor, I will bring 2 others to you to assist. Now then, do we have a deal?" As Veto states, "Oh really? Now tell me, who is this individual you want us to get? Huh? Is it gonna be a pain in the ass?" As the Scarlet King states, "You may know him already, as I'm sure, from what I understand, you attacked him and sent him flying into a wall, only causing damage to yourself, have you not?" As Raya remembers what he did to Asta and feeling the pain and dealing with the injuries that reflected onto him. As Beto stated, "Ah, that brat. So you want him, and that's it?" As the entity within the portal stated, "Yes, that is it. From the way I see it, helping you in your plans could ultimately help me in mine, especially if I can get my hands on him." Fauna states he helped hurt Lick and Veto. "So, if you're gonna help us, then I don't really care what you do with that brat." Raya wasn't very interested in what happened to Asta, so he had no complaints. As Lick states, it seems as though they aren't really against the idea. But I have to ask, what exactly can the entities you'll be sending us can do? As he laughs, stating, "So you can tell that the Doctor isn't particularly human. Well, I've been keeping somewhat of an eye. The Plague Doctor can have the ability to, let's say, do something similar to that, oh, I could not remember his name, but the one who makes the undead, the Doctor can do something similar." As they look at him, thinking, so he can do the same as our little wraith mage. Interesting. I wonder if they work together, they could do something even more powerful. As Lick stated, "And the others?" The Scarlet King just laughed, stating, "Oh, they're more beastly in appearance, and should be of great help. As Lick stated, very well. I understand the conditions and such. So do we have a deal? The Scarlet King just laughed, stating, "Of course," as the portal closes, revealing the marble again. As the Plague Doctor went off, stating, "I am going to my room for now." As he went back into the room that they were having him stay in, he made sure he had complete privacy to open the portal again, stating, "It seems as though they are too filled with hate to really think about what they're offering." As the Scarlet King stated, "Yes, once I have that boy, as well as the one that Abel sired, having the two entities and devouring them, I will be able to not only be invincible even further, but I will be able to span through dimensions that were previously just out of my reach. After all, those two, altogether their heritage, belong to 3 different dimensions. And with that comes quite the benefits." As the Plague Doctor said, "Yes, and I do appreciate the modifications you did to my abilities. It should help me much more in my research." As the Scarlet King stated, "Very well. I will send a Tanti to you, along with that skeleton. So, with that done, I now have to go deal with the other that I have to make the deal with to get Abel's child. Do not fail me." As the portal closed, with the Plague Doctor talking to himself, stating, "I'm not really too worried about it. You have all the time in the universe. So, we can just take it bit by bit and do what we have to." As now we switch over to Asta, Yami, and the Wizard King talking. As the Wizard King states that, "I'm afraid that there might be others that are traitors to us. However, I am unaware of any of them, and making false accusations wildly, especially without evidence, would just cause more panic, not only among the ranks of the Magic Knight, but throughout the entire kingdom. It obviously wouldn't help with relationships with other noble families and even royal family members. So, we need to work things a little differently now." As he asks the Black Bulls to help him. Yami and Asta obviously agree to this, as Julius thanks them. With this, the Black Bulls are now being tasked with helping deal with the Eye of the Midnight Sun in their plans against the kingdom that involve gathering the mysterious magic stones. And with this, we'll end it on this part for right now. I do hope you enjoyed. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.